Hello. In this video, we're going to go over the simple ways to apply the midpoint formula in finding the midpoint given two endpoints. This will be a fairly quick video and fairly easy. In the next video for midpoints, we're going to go over given the midpoint and one endpoint, find the other. So we need to go over this first. First, we need to talk about the midpoint formula. The midpoint formula is you are given 2 points, x1, a y1, not an x again. Let's do a different color. Make this a little neater. We have x1, y1, and x2, y2. That's what's going on here. What I want to find is the midpoint between those 2 points. All I need to do is add them up together. We're going to add our x's and divide it by 2. And we're going to add our y's and divide it by 2. So x1 plus x2 divided by 2, y1 plus y2 divided by 2. And that's it. That is all we need to do to find the midpoint. So let's apply it now. For the first problem, we have -4, 4, and 5, -1. As you can see, I'm naturally going into my stack. You have to be careful if you go into stack, because when we stack, we usually subtract. And in this situation, we're adding. So I try to get away from stack method when it comes to this. Now, again, let's do our different colors. Sorry about that. Let's do -4 and 4. And we'll go green for simplicity, 5, -1. I want the midpoint to these 2 points. All I'm going to do is take my x1, which is our first one, take our x2, which is our second x, and add them together. And recall, according to the formula, we're going to divide that by 2. We're going to do the same thing for the y's, 4 plus, and then in parentheses, your -1 divided by 2. So when you deal with those negatives, just make sure you put plus every time, parentheses in your negative, and it will start to make a lot more sense. So let's just go straight into it now. -4 plus 5 is 1. So 1/2 would be that first one. And 4 plus -1 is 3. There is our first midpoint for those 2 initial points given. Let's jump into the next point. The next one is, let's do it over here. The next one is 2, 4, and 1, -3. Okay, so we're going to call this 1, 2. 1, 2. Give us a little break here. Beautiful. And we jump straight into it. I'm going to label x1 up. I'm going to label x1, x2, x1 plus x2 divided by 2. I'm going to label y1, y2, y1 plus, and then in parentheses, -x, your y2, which is -3 divided by 2. We're going to slowly go through this again. 2 plus 1 is 3. 4 minus 3 is 1. And thus we have our midpoint for those 2 points as well. As you can tell, fractions are okay. Sometimes there won't be fractions. As you can see, this method is fairly simple and very straightforward. So if you have any specific problems you would like me to cover, please send me an email, and I'm always happy to covering that problem. Hope everyone has a great rest of your day.